going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Road to Infinity War here at The Real Talk, where we're counting down and reviewing all the MCU films that come before Avengers Infinity War, which is, like I said in my Ant-Man review, it's days away. It's almost here. It's like, please God, let me just live a few more days so I can see the film, and then you can do whatever you want with me. But with all that being said, guys, today we're going to be talking all about Captain America Civil War, which is kind of like Avengers 2.5. That's what everybody says. But yeah, this movie, the cast is huge. Obviously, it's directed by the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe Russo. Came out in 2016. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Just the cast is huge. I can go on forever. But with that being said, as always, we do have a special guest, and today we have none other than Ryan O'Toole. So Ryan, take it away, man.
What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole here on the Real Talks channel, my good buddy John. John, thank you so much for inviting me on your channel to be a part of your Road to Infinity War series, and I get to talk about this amazing film, Captain America Civil War. Guys did not know this is my personal favorite MCU film. This film is once again directed by the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America the Winter Soldier and are directing Avengers Infinity War coming up. And starring a bunch of actors. You guys know who's in this movie. I don't need to waste your time saying who's in it. After civilians' lives are lost, the government has had enough with the Avengers working by themselves, and so they place the Sokovia Accords on them for them to sign it. And now there are different sides to it. Iron Man's side, they're with the Accords and they want oversight, and Captain America's side are not with the Accords and they want to battle on their own. And so our heroes, mainly Captain America and Iron Man, are at odds with one another, and so we have a civil war that goes down between Team Cap and Iron Man. My first experience with Civil War is pretty simple. I was really hyped up for it. It was my most anticipated film of 2016. Captain America is my personal favorite MCU hero. Everything he does is just amazing, and his movies are the best solo films in the MCU, and Civil War is, in my opinion, the best MCU film. Everything about Civil War is close to flawless, as in regards to a story aspect, action sequence aspect, and just stake-wise, this movie is dramatic. It doesn't focus on humor. There are some defining stakes for the Avengers. They're at odds with one another going into Infinity War. And that's what I loved, what the Russo brothers did with Captain America Civil War. All the actors did an amazing job in this. Chris Evans as Captain America is once again fantastic. And Robert Downey Jr. gives his best performance as Iron Man. I mean, they're both phenomenal in this film. And I just love the drama, the conflict going on in Civil War. You completely know where both sides are coming from. You can agree with what Cap's side is saying. You can agree with what Iron Man's side is saying. I also thought this had some of the best action sequences in the entire MCU. The airport scene alone is already an understatement. It's the best battle scene I've seen in the MCU. It's extremely entertaining. The action is phenomenal. The visual effects look completely realistic, and it's just everything that you nerds and comic book fans have been dreaming of, seeing our heroes fighting against each other. I also love the introductions to the two newest characters we get into the MCU. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman is fantastic as Black Panther. His solo film was amazing, and Black Panther in this film, I completely loved him. And Spider-Man, we've seen Spider-Man before, but Tom Holland, he was fantastic as the new iteration of a younger Peter Parker / Spider-Man, and he's just really good. I loved how he fit with the Avengers, and in Spider-Man Homecoming, he was really good, and I can't wait to see him in Infinity War. The Russo brothers were not afraid to go serious, and by the final act of this movie, where these characters end up, it's just heartbreaking, and you just want to see them make up. Like the final battle between Steve, Tony, and Bucky, you don't want anybody to win. You want them to stop fighting and just be friends again and fight against the bad guys. Civil War does something completely different. It doesn't have them fighting against the villain, which is Zemo. It's hero versus hero. That is the true villain in Civil War. First time when I watched Captain America Civil War, I wasn't a huge fan of Zemo, but after constant rewatches, Zemo, in my opinion, is the most underrated MCU villain to date. He took out half of the Avengers without superpowers, split them in half, and now they're just at odds with each other. Zemo completely succeeded in his plan. He wanted to rip the Avengers apart without fighting them. I think he works with the story, and he's just a really good villain that I love to see more from, maybe Infinity War. If I had some negatives with Captain America Civil War, I really didn't have any, but maybe some minor flaws would be some pacing issues towards the second act. Some scenes didn't need to be in there, like some scenes with Zemo in a hotel. Maybe they were kind of unnecessary, get back to the story a little bit more. But other than that, guys, that's my only flaws with Civil War. In the end, guys, Captain America Civil War is my favorite MCU movie to this date and just one of the best MCU films for a lot of people. Very excited for what's to come for Infinity War, how the stakes are going to be 10 times higher in that film. And Civil War did everything that I wanted to do. So hats off to the Russo brothers. On my rating scale, Captain America Civil War absolutely gets a 5 out of 5 stars. Phenomenal film. Amazing. Thank you, John, so much for inviting me to be on your Road to Infinity War series. If you guys want to find my channel, Ryan O'Toole, very easily, just type in my name. You'll find me right there. I do my game show, Rotten or Fresh. I'm the commissioner on there. Come check out Rotten or Fresh, guys. I also do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, and Blu-ray videos. So if you love all that stuff you see on John's channel, come check me out. And John, thanks again, and back to you, man. Bye!
So Ryan, thank you so much, man, for that incredible review of Captain America Civil War. It's an honor to have you on my channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this Road to Infinity War with everybody else. And guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know who Ryan is, and you already follow him. But if you guys, just in case, all his links are going to be in the description down below. Go follow him. He has amazing content, guys. You guys will not be disappointed. So with that being said, guys, let's get to my thoughts and review of Captain America Civil War. Alright, so it's 2016, and it's like the year, again, it's kind of like 2003. We had Freddy vs. Jason and Alien vs. Predator. This year we had Captain America Civil War, and we also had Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. So kind of, parallels here. So obviously, when this was announced, it was kind of, Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios was kind of trolling the fans. We thought it was going to be Captain America, the Serpent Society. And to be honest, I was like, all right, let's see. I mean, the Winter Soldier was great. They cannot, even if they mess up the third one, we still had a great movie. But they pulled the fast one on us, and they said Captain America Civil War. We finally got, little hints in the Avengers Age of Ultron that was kind of leading up to this. And to be honest, obviously it's different from the comic. They don't have as much characters and stuff like that, and kind of everything that happened in the comic, it's going to be hard to transition that to the big screen, obviously. But I feel like the central themes are still captured in the film, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But yeah, I was super excited for this. We're going to get the introduction of Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman, and we're getting Spider-Man finally in the MCU. What everybody wanted, and Tom Holland, which seemed like a great actor. So all these things, all this hype, I was going in, I was like, you know what, hopefully this doesn't disappoint. I saw the film in IMAX with my brother. Like Ryan said, this movie was just amazing. The Russo brothers knocked it out of the park. To be perfectly honest, I don't really have any negatives. Just that maybe it could have been edited a little bit better. Sometimes it just seems like they have like random scenes with Daniel Brühl. That scene they cut away. I'm not sure where. I think it's in Cleveland, where he first goes to that Hydra agent, or that agent that was kind of messing with Bucky, and he gets the red book and stuff like that. I don't know, I felt like that was kind of a little bit random and out of place, but you do have to introduce the villain and stuff like that. So, but with that being said, guys, we're going to go straight on to my positives, because like I said, this is, like Ryan said himself, this is almost a near masterpiece, a near perfect superhero film, in my opinion. So let's get to my positives. So first and foremost, I have to agree with Ryan. I want to talk about the villain, Daniel Brühl, and he plays Baron Zemo. I think just Zemo in this. He's underrated in my opinion, and I feel like he's a really great villain. I know that we don't really get much to him, but what we do get, even when he's in the airport, wherever he is, he's listening to a voicemail. We all think that's his wife or something, like it's in real time. But later on, we see him on that cliff with Black Panther after it's revealed why, he kind of wanted to get the Avengers together to kind of split them apart. we see him listen to that voicemail, and it's his wife, saying, hey, hope to see you soon and stuff like that. And then he explains to Black Panther what he said to his wife. Don't worry, they're miles away. Just everything about that scene made everything else work, in my opinion. And you got to see. That's just why Daniel Brühl is an amazing actor. You got to see his sadness, his emotions, just everything that he kind of seemed like he regretted what he did. But he's like, you know what? I lost everything, so I want to make them lose everything as well. So it's kind of like collateral damage, like the girl earlier that was explaining to Robert Downey Jr. or Iron Man about her son. So it's kind of that something like, one of the effects of what happened in Avengers Age of Ultron with the girl losing her son. But then you have this extreme version of it with Zemo trying to tear the Avengers apart. And, his kind of plot and it's kind of out there, like how does he truly know that he's going to get Tony Stark and Steve Rogers and Bucky in this situation, because what if they kind of don't follow what he's, planning? But I feel like it's believable in the sense because he has been carefully watching the Avengers, studying them. Okay, if they do this, this, and this will happen. So he's kind of taking a chance. Yeah, I understand that. But, it paid off. And I feel like that scene with Black Panther where he's about to shoot himself, it works and it makes the villain work for the movie. And at the end of it all, he's kind of just a catalyst for what's the real battle with the Sokovia Accords and the differences between Cap and Iron Man. So with all that being said, I have to give praise to Daniel Brühl and the Russo brothers for giving us a great MCU villain, in my opinion. Another reason why I love Captain America Civil War is because this time around, I always thought it was Avengers 2.5. And it was also a Tony Stark movie, which it is, but if you look deep down inside, it is a Captain America story. It is driven by Captain America trying to save Bucky, trying to save his only connection to his past, because he was frozen. He woke up to this whole future. Everything he knew was lost. And obviously Peggy Carter, and he lost Peggy Carter in this movie. So he really feels that more desperate to kind of save Bucky. He knows that he was under the Hydra effect and stuff like that. They brainwashed him, so he's trying to save him, and obviously he goes to extreme lengths to do that, to save to save his past, essentially. So I really like that that's present throughout the film. It is Avengers 2.5 because everybody's involved, and it is kind of a Tony Stark movie because he kind of feels the effects again, and that's why I love this movie even more, because you really feel the character arcs for everybody, and that's what the Russo brothers did amazingly in this film, because every character you can see their arc. Like even Hawkeye, he came back out of retirement because he wanted to help Scarlet Witch, because he felt bad because Quicksilver died for him. So he's like, what, I felt the need to, I had a debt to pay, or I had I think he says something like that, and he alludes to Scarlet Witch. So even Hawkeye has an arc to complete here. Everybody has a great arc, and obviously Black Panther with his father and kind of trying to chase Bucky, and Spider-Man. Everything about this film, like I said, they found a balance to all these characters. They found reasons for them to be on each side. And I just felt like all the characters arc in this one, even Bucky's, were amazing. And they handled them extremely well. And it just worked. Obviously, like I just said, the introduction of new characters, this cast is already huge. So it was really risky to put in a Black Panther, to put in a Spider-Man. But that scene where Tony's talking to Natasha about finding people. Hey, I have someone downstairs. Where's your person? It just cuts to Queens. The whole theater went nuts. I loved it. The introduction of Spider-Man. It was amazing, And obviously T'Challa and Black Panther, he was handled really well, and you see the effects of that in Black Panther, his solo movie. So I just wanted to quickly say that those two introductions really felt great and kind of just flowed well with this film. And this film had a lot going on in it as well. And obviously we're going to see some of the effects of this film going into Avengers Infinity War. Something else real quick. Obviously the big airport fight with all that for me, that's just kind of like, I sat there, like I said earlier, I watched it in IMAX, and I was just like a kid. I was like a kid watching all these heroes fighting. I do understand that it doesn't feel really like, okay, like some of them are going to die. Like there's no real stakes in here. But you kind of do feel some sort of stakes because of what's happening with the Accords and Captain America and Iron Man and stuff like that. And kind of feeling their friendship falling apart as well. Nobody's really going to die, but, there's a trade-off there. But yeah, just that scene, the action all over, like that whole action scene where they're chasing Bucky, Black Panther, and Captain America is awesome. Just like I said, they really use Cap's powers and they really understand what he can do. He's a weapon. So the Russo brothers had to be commended for all the action throughout the film, which was amazing. Alright guys, so with all that being said, I have to give Captain America Civil War a 9.5 out of 10. It's one of my favorite superhero films of all time. It's in my top 5 favorite MCU films. And I don't blame Brian for giving it a perfect score. This for me, this is a near perfect film. But yeah, guys, with that being said, let me and Ryan know what you guys thought of the film in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with us, disagree with us? And yeah, guys, if you guys want to follow Ryan, again, all his links are going to be in the description down below. Please go check him out. And Ryan, again, huge thank you for being a part of this. It's an honor to have you on my channel. And alright, guys, the road to Infinity War is going to be continuing with the review of Doctor Strange, which I'm going to have 2 special guests, and that is the BS review. So I'm so excited for that review coming up in the next few days. And guys, if you guys want to follow me outside of YouTube, you guys can at The Real Talk, talk with 2 Ks, on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can also follow me on Stardust, just at The Real Talk. Until next time, I'll see you at the movies. Later, guys.